Hey everybody, I'm back with another video about parenting with positive discipline. Hoping these things are helping you during this time when your kids are at home and you have a lot to do and our stress levels can get kind of high. Hopefully you're out there having some fun too. Today we're going to talk about the brain in the palm of the hand, and another way you can look at that is about flipping our lids when we kind of flip out and then being able to regulate ourselves again. So I'm going to start with a little fun activity that I'd like you to follow along. I may have done this in a video before, but either way, that's okay. So it's called Do As I Say. So if you would just sit comfortably or stand wherever you are, your hands can go in your lap for a moment. And then I'd like you to take your right hand and make a circle with your thumb and forefinger. And I want you to take that circle that you have and place it on your chin. And now I want you to stop and think. Okay, where did you place it? What did I say? I said place it on your chin. And what did I do? Place it on my cheek. So that's just a fun little example about what we have called mirror neurons. It's kind of a monkey see, monkey do kind of thing. And it's a great example of how our kids follow our modeled behavior. So the brain in the palm of the hand goes like this. If you have your hand here, your palm and your wrist are considered to be the brainstem. And this is where our essential survival functions come in, like breathing, heart rate, and this is our fight, flight, or freeze, where that is activated. When you put your thumb over your palm, this represents the midbrain. This is where we store our memories, emotions, and kind of our safety surveillance, checking everything out. When we put our fingers over our thumb, this is the cortex of the brain. The front of the cortex is where the thinking happens. And our fingernails are the prefrontal cortex. And let's take a look at how close they are to the midbrain and the brain stem. So when we flip our lid, if this is our brain, and we flip our lid and are stressed or whatever, we flip, right? And that's when your prefrontal cortex, the thinking part of the brain, kind of flips. Well, now you don't have that thinking as a function anymore. So you're not fully thinking. You're unable to regulate your emotions. You're unable to respond in a flexible way to situations. And typically we're not even aware of what is actually happening in the moment. So that's when our thinking brain is not working, when we get totally stressed out, we've had a hard day at work, we've had a hard day at homeschool, maybe the bills aren't getting paid, whatever it is that is stressing us out, we tend to flip, and then our thinking brain is gone. So it's essential to learn as adults how to regulate ourselves when we have flipped. Sometimes we flip all the way, right? Sometimes we flip a little bit or a little bit more or a little bit more. The essential thing is to learn, this is what is happening to me. I have flipped my lid. My thinking brain is not on anymore. It's turned off. Now I need to self-regulate. So whatever we can do to bring our self-regulation down, and you can refer to maybe the video that I did last time, the self-care video, and other ways, breathing, just anything that you know to be able to calm yourself down. Because here's what happens. Our mirror neurons come into effect. So if I come home from work and I've had a hard day, which I usually don't because I love working with the kids, but if I come home and I've had a hard day or I'm stressed about something, okay, I'm coming home with my lid kind of flipped. I'm kind of fired up, right? And when I walk in the door and my children see that, their brains, if they were right here and calm, they're going to flip too. They're just going to mirror whatever I do. And conversely, if your child has a flip out moment, what do? We don't always stay totally calm, do we? We try, but we don't. And so our brains will flip as well. And think about that in your relationships or any other time you interact with people. So it's really essential that we model our own self-regulation and that we do this before we respond to our children or before we make any decisions. You know, sometimes your kid is flipping out, so you flip out and you throw out some punishment, and you realize later after you've calmed down and your child has calmed down that maybe that wasn't such a great idea, right? So we want to be able to regulate ourselves first. When we flip our lids, what happens to our child is that they may start to feel some shame and humiliation, which it is, it's the opposite of the feeling of significance and belonging, which is everybody's basic need. And our kids might feel shame and humiliation because they don't know what's going on. They might not be at the age where they have the developmental understanding to go, oh, mom or dad or grandma, they've had a really bad day and they're just angry right now. They didn't really mean to get mad at me. Okay, so it's then our job when we do flip out and our child flips out, it's our job to do some appropriate repair and help the child kind of make meaning out of that situation and create a resolution then that can help mitigate the shame and humiliation. So in order to do that repair, we can talk about the 4 R's of recovery or the 4 R's of repair. These are regather, recognize, reconcile, and resolve. So once our lids have flipped, okay, first we need to regather. All right, this is not the time to instill a punishment. It's not the time to tell your child all the reasons that we're mad at them. This is the time to walk away, tell your child, I need a few moments, and walk away and regulate ourselves. Do whatever it takes to calm down. Usually this takes time. It can take half an hour, it can take an hour, sometimes it can take half a day. Just depends on what's going on and where we're at. So once our lid is closed and our child has calmed down and their lid is closed and we're both regulated, then we can start to do the repair process. We cannot repair when we're like this. Okay, we need to calm down first. So the second thing that we do, we're talking about ourselves, not our child right now. This is our internal process to recognize what we have done. So if I flip out at my child, it's my job to calm myself down, recognize what I have done. What did I say? What did I do? What was the damage that may have been caused for my child mentally or emotionally? And then take responsibility for myself. Yes, maybe the child did something. Maybe they hit me, maybe they threw something, maybe there was some kind of behavior that was not okay, but I need to take responsibility for myself because I'm the adult here. And then the next step after you've recognized that is to reconcile. So you will go to your child and just briefly, it's important to do it briefly, just acknowledge your mistake and express your regret. There's no need for excuses or explanations. So for example, you would go to your child and say, I'm sorry, I messed up. I should not have yelled at you. I've calmed down now. And that's about that, right? No excuses, no explanation. And then the 4th R would be to resolve with yourself or with the child. So you might briefly share your plan with the child for not repeating your mistake, which means I really flipped out when I came home today. And my plan is to make myself calm before I come home tomorrow. Well, most of us are home right now, but whatever that is, right? Whatever that is that your plan is for not doing that again. Or if your child is at the right age, you figure out together how to fix it. If you both have flipped out and then, there's more flipping and more flipping and more flipping, then you both might want to fix it depending on the age of the child. It's not your job to fix the child's feelings. So there's no reason to say, gosh, I'm really sorry that I blew up at you. Let's go have some ice cream together. That's not necessary and it's really not helpful. So the most powerful way to resolve a conflict with your child and repair things is when you yourself learn from it and change your behavior in a helpful way. And that takes time. So those are the 4 R's for repair. We talked about the brain in the palm of the hand and the flipping lids. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments and contact us, and I'd love to chat with you about it. And just remember that we're not gonna ever stop ourselves from flipping our lids. We will always have moments when our lids flip, no matter, here it's solid, maybe we flip here, 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 here. We're always gonna have those. But our job is to find a way to regulate ourselves on a consistent basis so that it happens less often, and then to be able to resolve with our child and take responsibility on our part. So I hope that really helps, and I hope everybody's doing well. So thank you for listening and have a great day. Plus, you're doing awesome.